Guys, my name is Iggy and today I'm at Brighton Boxing Gym and I'm delighted to be joined by Nick Webb. Nick, how are you, mate?
I'm very good, Shan, as always.
Well, we're here. How's things been? It's been a little bit of a while, but how are we?
Yeah, so I thought in October was the last time. So yeah, it's been a while. I've been trying to get out, but yeah, I had no luck. So just still trying to find a proper date and right time, right money, right title.
You mentioned there the win in October. A long time out at that point, but how did it feel to get back in the books like that?
Mate, it was wicked. I'm at the twilight stage of my career. So it's about me enjoying it now. It's about me getting titles and enjoying myself and using my experience to win. And that's what I did in my last fight. Use my experience. My first time doing 8 rounds, funnily enough. So that experience pulled through, and I really enjoyed it.
After that amount of time out, how did it feel being back in the ring? Because it was what 3 years. You had a bit of time out before that as well. Like, what was it like being back in there?
It felt like being back home. You know what I mean? I missed it, and as well, I had something different to fight for this time. Like I just had my son, and yeah, it was like every time I sat down in the corner, I was just like, "Get back up for your boy," and then
Yeah, like how much motivation does that give you? I know a lot of fighters that I've spoken to before. They have children and then automatically they have that extra fire inside. I'm guessing you felt that as well.
that's right. Every time I sat down, I was like, "Get up for your boy, let's do it." I let him look back at me like a mug, bring his title home for him.
You just talked about those kind of 3 years off and sort of what you went through that time, that journey, and then obviously coming back to the ring in the way you did.
Yeah, so I had my last fight. It was against Fabio, and well, we all know what happened. And afterwards, I trained really hard for that fight. Probably had the best camp I ever had. And as soon as after that fight, my body literally fell to pieces. Like my my Achilles, I couldn't walk properly. I had something inside of my legs. I couldn't even stand up properly. So my lower back was gone. Everything was gone. It was nice to take that time to try and heal. I saw physio twice a week. I use that time to heal and also use that time to study. I studied mental health, got level 3 qualification. I started like a career in doing like mental health, helping kids, like a mentor sort of role. And yeah, and so I did that and enjoyed that. And then I wasn't supposed to take 3 years off, but then in that time as well, my missus became pregnant, and she was like, "You ain't fighting while I'm pregnant." So I was like, "Hey, more time off," and because obviously she's the boss, so that's how that goes. And as soon as he was born, got back in training, looked for a fight. I think we had an earlier date, but it got cancelled. The guy had an injury, and then the next date was for the Southern Area title. They called me out on it, and I said, "Yeah, I'll have a bit of that." And yeah, and here we are now.
What is the journey like back to getting fights and getting back in the mix? Because you was with Sky for a long time and whatnot. What is it like being in that process and negotiating fights and trying to get those names again?
Listen, actually, this part of boxing is probably the worst part and probably the hardest part. As fighters, we just get in there and we fight. But the actual side of trying to get a fight, get the right fight, get the right money, get the right titles, this is long and this is what drains a fighter, especially like me. But I just leave it up to my managers.
Obviously, you mentioned the Fabio Woodley fight there. Obviously, didn't go how you wanted, but being up against someone like that who's gone on to do what he's done so far, how do you look back at that fight?
Yeah, I look back at it like I could have done a little bit, but it is what it is. You can't change your past. Only made me as a better fighter now, so I know what to change. And yeah, I look back and he's doing really well, and that makes me feel better. The better he does, then I've lost to a great fighter.
Do you expect him to go on to do what he did at that time when you fought him?
You know what? I definitely did. Being in there with him, I felt his speed and his ferocity, and what he would do.
Someone else you shared the ring with that has had a bit of a pop recently, Dave Allen, got the win over Johnny Fisher. What did you make of that fight? I haven't watched that.
Yeah, Johnny Fisher was a warrior, and he done his best, but you got old man, as we would say, and we all know how tough Dave Allen is, and he just walked him down, wore him out, and took him out. As simple as
How do you reflect on that fight all those years later against a guy like Dave? He's been very on and off in his career as well, but how do you look back at that all these years later?
I look back, I think he probably did a bit similar to me. I was inexperienced when I was fighting him, and he was a lot more experienced, and he sort of kind of old man me, I guess, and did similar to what he did to Johnny Fisher. I was beating him. I felt I was beating him easy, and he sort of hit me with a shot, and I thought that didn't hurt. I'll take them all day, and then hit me with another shot, and I was end up waking up on the cameras like, hey, what's going on here? So yeah, that was a weird sensation. And looking back, again, another learning curve.
I had the pleasure to watch you spar there. It's 8 hard rounds. Your skill set is something that I think, especially in this sort of heavyweight division, I think is something that could really be utilised. Where do you see yourself in that heavyweight picture once you get back in the ring? Like, where do you see you being able to put your skills to the test?
For me, I'm looking at titles. I want to get the titles. I want to retire with the British title. So I want to get the British title, and if I can get more, I'll be well happy. But British title is what I'm set for. Adelaide, so he's got it, so I want to fight him. Simple as that.
Guys like Adelaide, Jamie TKV, that's what heavyweight mix. What do you make of that now compared to sort of when you were previously active?
Yes, the younger guys are coming up, and us older guys are hanging in there. I've done a lot of rounds with TKV, and he's a great lad, and he's a tough fighter, and he's going to go far too.
You sparred there with Tommy Welch. He's doing his bit in the heavyweight and bridgerweight division. Could you just talk to me about what it's like, Tommy Welch, and what you think he can go on to do?
Tommy Welch, I think he can get that bridgerweight world title if he wants to. Very fast, and that's his asset. His speed skills, and he's got that abundance.
Scott Welch, someone you worked with for a very long time as a trainer, watching him in action there. What is it like working under his tutelage and having him in the gym?
You can learn so much from Scott. He was like a father figure to me in my career, and I look back at him with a lot of admiration, and you can learn so much from him, and I still can. And all you got to do is when you're here, you got to work hard and always work hard.
Final one from me. When you get back in the ring, what sort of timeline are we aiming for, and what can we expect?
Soon as possible, really. I don't think they're going to let me have a proper camp, but if they do, I'm beating anyone I'll fight.
Nick Webb, thank you very much for your time, mate.